Hello, today we're going to be talking about snakes and how they grow. So this right here is Saturday. He's one of my ball pythons. He's actually the newest addition to the collection. He's getting used to handling. He's a bit skittish, but he's doing really well today. So the way snakes grow is pretty unique. What they'll do is they'll shed their skin, which means they'll sort of slide out of their old skin and they'll be a little bit bigger at the end of that. So he is not in shed right now, but when they are in shed, which means they're about to shed their skin, their eyes will become cloudy and bluish. Their body will be darker and cloudy, and that's how you know a snake's getting ready to shed its skin. When a snake's in that state, you don't want to pick them up, you don't want to hold them, you don't really want to mess with them because they can't see very well, and the feeling of the looser skin that's going to be shedded soon doesn't feel very well when they're being handled. So they don't take a snake out that's getting ready to shed its skin. So when a snake goes to shed its skin, it will rub its nose on something rough, and that will sort of tear it. And what they'll do essentially is just slide right out of it. And if the humidity and the temperature is right, it'll come off in one big piece like this. But if the humidity and the temperature is not correct, it will come off in a bunch of little pieces, and some of those pieces might stick to the snake, which to get those off, you want to soak the snake in some warm water and gently just remove them. So everything on the outside the snake sheds. So they shed the scales on their eyes, they shed the layer of skin over the little claws. It all comes off. So you won't notice a difference in size immediately after, because they grow just like we do. They grow very slowly and over time, but the reason they shed their skin is because their scales don't grow like our skin does, and it'll get too tight for them, and they need to shed that outer layer off to make room for the new scales to come in. So this shed is from Monty, one of my smaller ball pythons. You can see that this is the head right here, the eye caps are right there, and there's one over here somewhere, and it's very intact. You can see the larger scales on the bottom, and then there's the smaller ones on top. And it goes all the way down to the end of the tail. So something that will often happen when a snake sheds is its eye caps, the scales over its eyes, will not come off. So that's a common problem with people who keep snakes and they have the humidity a little bit low. So you'll have to soak them in warm water for about a half an hour, and then you'll want to just rub it very carefully and it should come off. So after a snake sheds its skin, you'll notice that they'll be a lot more vibrant and colorful. I'm not saying the colors will change after a shed. Some species, like the green tree python, that can happen, but with most snakes, it'll just become a lot clearer and a lot brighter, and they'll just look really, really cool after a shed. They'll also be a lot smoother. So if you have a snake and it's not eating, it might be because it's in shed. It's very common for a snake to refuse food while it's in shed, but a lot of snakes will eat. Like, I don't have any snakes that have a problem with eating while they're in shed, but I've heard a lot of people who say that they won't. So if you have a snake and it's not eating during shed, just don't worry about it. After it sheds, just offer them a meal and it'll most likely take it. So I think that's going to be about it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like, subscribe, and if you have any suggestions for video topics in the future, make sure to put them down in the comments, and I will see you next time.